Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633, and we're here with my first Star Wars The Last Jedi toy review. This time we're going to take a look at the Tie Silencer that comes with listed as a pilot version of Kylo Ren. This is actually a really nice vehicle. I was actually kind of surprised to see the quality of the vehicle actually getting in hand. While I can't say it's the most awesome quality product in existence, it's definitely an upgrade from what we've seen with a lot of the other vehicles. Due to the large nature in scale to this particular vehicle, there really isn't any space for me to do any comparisons, but it's definitely larger than a lot of the other previous vehicles, and I think it's definitely more in scale with the actual figures than any of the previous releases in the last few years. Anyways, first we're going to take a look at the box. The box is in a very bright style box, which is a huge contrast to The Force Awakens and Rogue One, which had a lot more darker scale boxes. We have a look at the three main characters, which was seen way before the even toys came out, but that was about it we got at some time. It shows that it is Force Link compatible. For those who don't know, Force Link is something very similar to what we've seen with the Phantom Menace with their interact chips. So it's interesting that they implemented a very similar system, except this time it's directly on the vehicle or under the feet of the figures themselves, which can be a little bit distracting, but at least they're underneath in an area where you're not going to be able to see it when you just display it on a shelf. On the back, shows the look of the Tie Silencer and pretty much just a little indication of how big the figure is to the vehicle itself. And it promotes other figures in the line and other toys. This is actually the actual gauntlet for the Force Link ability. I might actually pick one of those one day, but right now I'm not really in the kind of need for it at the moment. And a few other things like the creature set and the police vehicle. Now we're going to take a look at the vehicle more closely. The vehicle is really big, if you haven't seen it already in the video. It does have a really nice wingspan on both sides, and while the wings aren't made of a super hard plastic, it's definitely a lot less softer than a lot of the vehicles we've gotten in the past. So another look at the vehicle here, and the back as well. Now, here, this will actually light up for what I could tell. Since I don't have the actual gauntlet, I can't really tell what exactly it does, but it looks like this part will light up, and underneath, we do have the little area where you're going to activate the Force Link. You could tell by the symbol there. And that's pretty much it for the vehicle itself. It does need a little bit of assembly required in order to put the parts together. There are no stickers needed, and it's very easy to assemble, although the little side areas are a little bit hard to actually attach because you need to slide it over the area, which we'll get to why it's like that in a minute. Anyways, the cockpit can open, and we're going to take a look at the Kylo Ren that the vehicle includes. Here's a closer look at the Kylo Ren that the vehicle includes. It is of the 5 points of articulation variety, though. It does have the ball-jointed head and the same swivels of the shoulders and the same swivel at the hips, but it's an okay figure, I guess. The standard figure released in the basic figure line is definitely a lot better sculpted. The head is kind of funky on this particular toy, and it's definitely not the best face sculpt for Adam Driver, but I guess it's okay since you're just going to pretty much use this for the vehicle. He does actually include his lightsaber, so I guess you can just play around with this figure if you wish to, if you didn't get the standard figure. He doesn't have the cape or anything or a helmet, but it is just the standard figure. It's not like it's something extra. Underneath, it shows that it does have the Force Link ability, and I'm not sure if this particular version of the figure will have different sounds, but it all depends, since I might actually pick up one of those one day. We're just going to quickly put Kylo Ren back inside the vehicle, but actually before that, we're actually going to look inside and see the details of the cockpit itself. It's a little hard to see, but you do have a little bit of molded areas. I think those are stickers inside, but I'm not 100% sure. I wish I was able to pick up the camera a little better, but it does have a pretty decent molded cockpit inside. So, returning Kylo Ren back into his pilot seat. He does fit in pretty nicely. He does have enough space, so it does kind of shake a bit in there, but he can fit in decently. We're going to close the cockpit, and now that pretty much covers the vehicle on its own. The main feature of the vehicle is obviously, besides the Force Link itself, it has the ability to have spring-loaded missiles. Now what's actually cool is Hasbro did omit completely the Nerf gimmick in these vehicles, so it's nice that we actually have regular kind of weapons in general on these kind of vehicles. To activate the spring-loaded launchers, you click on a button that's back here. So once you do, this side may actually glitch on mine. For some reason, it doesn't like to pop right, so let's see if we can actually get it working fully in the video here. There we go. So now both sides actually spring out, so we're just going to quickly collapse this, and just to show a closer look, these little panels will pop out, so there we go. So, there we go. It actually looks nice there, and as you can see, it did glitch this time, while it didn't glitch the first time. For some reason, it's just the wing doesn't like to work with it. It's a little bit warped, I think, but once you do, we're going to quickly just activate them again. So, that's the first set of activation. In order to actually flick the missiles out, it's not a flick missile, it's actually spring-loaded missiles there too. You click on the button again, and it will actually spring out. But I will not actually show this in the camera because they will fly across the room, so you pretty much get the idea. So, that pretty much covers the TIE Silencer as a whole. It does include these little weaponry, similar to what we see with other Star Wars vehicles, maybe like the X-Wing and so on. These do need to be assembled, and they're made of a somewhat thin plastic up here, so they might actually crack and break if you bend it too much, so be wary about that. But other than that, this is still a pretty nice vehicle, and I think Hasbro did a pretty good job in making a new toy for the new vehicle altogether. The TIE Silencer is actually one of my most favorite designs of a TIE, especially for an actual important character, so it's nice that we actually had a really nice toy made of it in general. Hopefully this particular vehicle will have a pretty nice run in the film itself, obviously since we are a couple of months away from the actual film itself. So I think this is going to turn out pretty nicely overall, and it's nice that we actually got a pretty nice vehicle in the toy line release. Unfortunately, it was a little bit on the expensive side since it's around $50 to $60 depending on, I guess, where you find it. But in my opinion, it's definitely worth it in some cases, although it's definitely a lot more worth it on sale. So I highly recommend picking this up. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check my Twitter at Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. I'm back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.